What's up, H2O? Today, instead of talking about plants, we're going to do something a little different because H2O doesn't just sell plants. We also sell driftwood, which is something we're going to be talking about today. So I'm going to go through 5 really cool driftwood types that you guys can get for your tank from H2O. So if you're interested in that, just keep on watching. All right, so the first driftwood I'm going to talk about is one of my new faves, and it is Stump Wood. Stump Wood basically looks exactly like the name sounds. It looks like a stump. We just took this to Aquascape, and I'm obsessed with it. If I had a bigger tank, which I don't, I have a tiny tank, but if I had a bigger tank, I would definitely be using Stump Wood. I think it's really cool. It's hollowed out in the middle. Of course, all pieces are different. I just think it's so cool and it's so unique, and I don't feel like it's something you see that often in tanks. So one benefit of having wood like this, where you can see through it and it has crevices, is it's perfect for fry to hide in and baby shrimp. So if you have baby fish fry or baby shrimp, you want sufficient places for them to hide from others because they will be eaten. So whether that's a plant or the way your hardscape is, you want places for babies to hide. So having wood that has crevices and openings like this is a perfect example. Let me grab another piece. This has, as you can see, there is a hole. I actually don't know if you guys can see it, but this hole goes all the way through, and then there's just like other little caves and crevices. Actually, I really love this piece. I want to put this in a tank. This is so cool. So this is Stump Wood, and a lot of wood release beneficial tannins in the water, which kind of tint the water into like this tea color, and it basically mimics a fish or the livestock's natural environment. So that is one benefit to having something like wood or botanicals. And tannins not only add to the visual appeal of your tank, but it also makes the water healthier and just helps with the overall balance of your tank. So that is a huge benefit to tannins in wood like this. So let's go to our next wood. All right, so this is Spiderwood. Now, Spiderwood is named obviously by its long, skinny branches that kind of resemble spider legs. Spiderwood is a very common wood used in tanks just because it does come in these smaller pieces and it's easier to position, and they do have bigger pieces of spiderwood. I know we have like really big pieces of spiderwood downstairs. So spiderwood, if used in a tank, is usually used as like a focal point just because there is a lot going on. We have used spiderwood in some of our tanks, and just like the way the plants grow around it and the fish swimming through the like branches on them, it's so fun to watch. Now this is a lighter type of wood, so if you put it in your tank, you're gonna want to like glue it down or hold it down with a rock just so it doesn't float. But as you have it soaking in the water, it'll become waterlogged and it'll deepen in color. So this like lighter wood will come like kind of darker, and it will be able to just like hold its own. So if you have it in there for a couple months with a rock over it or glued, it will eventually get enough water in it that it has enough weight to hold it down. But that's one thing about lighter wood, is you either need to have it held down by something or weighted down, or glue it so that it doesn't float. Especially in a bigger tank, because then if you have like a huge tank, then you don't want all your pieces floating, and then it's harder to get it back down. Whereas like if you have like a 8-gallon tank and you have a piece of wood floating, it's easier to put it back in its place. But ideally, you don't want your wood floating, so make sure that you have it weighted down. So this is Nne Wood. For some reason, the shape of Nne Wood pieces just look so sharp. Nne Wood is also very popular for aquariums. It has this beautiful brown color. It's like a darker, almost like grayish coffee color. And again, when you get wood, it's like getting anything. No two are exactly alike. I think that's part of the challenge of ordering wood and you don't know exactly what you're getting, is like, then when it comes in, you must have like this cool challenge to make it work in your tank and make it fit right. So I think that's exciting. Nne Wood will also, like Stump Wood, release tannins into the water that's beneficial for the ecosystem in your tank. So Nne Wood is pretty popular and a really great choice. If you have bigger or heavier pieces of Nne Wood, it is pretty dense, unlike like Spiderwood. So it could hold its own. I would still like test it before you decide to put everything in there, and make sure that it doesn't float. But again, it's probably safe with any type of wood to just kind of secure it, even if you just have like one rock leaning up on it or something. That's one thing that I've learned here is, you know, driftwood is called driftwood for a reason. So that's Nne Wood, and you can get this on H2O's website as well. 2 more left. All right, so next is one of my favorites. I know I said Stump Wood. Stump Wood probably is my favorite, but Malaysian Driftwood is probably also one of my favorites. Now, Malaysian Driftwood is much more dense than any of the woods that I've showed you this far, of what we have anyway. So it is pretty heavy. I do think if you put this in a tank, it wouldn't float. It would be pretty good on its own, but it does have like this red undertone, which I think is really cool for adding different colors in your tank. Again, Malaysian Driftwood is one of those woods that will release tannins into your water. And Malaysian Driftwood also has like cutouts in some of their pieces. So again, it offers great protection for your fry or baby shrimp. And really, it's just known for having like a great aesthetic appeal and adding to your tank rather than taking away the color of your fish or your plants. It just kind of suits a great background for your aquascape. So that is Malaysian Driftwood. And last but not least, we have grapevine wood, which is very dirty. I think grapevine wood resembles like ginger plants. Like they almost have like these bulbs and they kind of twist, and they're just so different and unique. And I do really like this wood. Some of them do have holes for fry and baby shrimp to swim through. So again, adds protection, releases tannins into the water. And really, again, it just has like, actually some of these pieces do have like a red tint as well. I've never seen grapevine wood in a tank, so I would be really interested. If any of you guys have grapevine wood in your tank, let me know how you like it, or send us a picture on Instagram, because I'm super interested in seeing grapevine wood in a tank. But yeah, it's so unique. I think this is like one of the more unique pieces of wood that we have here, besides like cholla wood. Cholla wood is another really great, really cool piece of wood. Those are my 5 really cool types of driftwood that we sell here at H2O and that you guys could have in your tanks. If you guys have any questions about driftwood, let me know. I'm also not a driftwood expert, but I'm willing to learn more about driftwood. So if you guys have any tips about driftwood or any information about any of the types of wood that I mentioned, drop it down below. I would love to hear all about it. If you use any of these types of wood in your tank, let me know what kind and send us a picture on H2O's Instagram. As always, make sure you are signed up for our emails so that you don't miss out on anything, any sales, any new arrivals, any of that stuff. And with that, I'll see you guys next week for another video. Bye.